in this video, we're going to be doing a walkthrough and a quick tour of the AgentVoice platform so that you can understand what AgentVoice can do for your business and all the different things you can do to make your agent useful. So as you can see on the left side here, we're currently on the agents page, and I'm just going to be going through these and what these are. That way you have a solid understanding of what each single page here does. On the left side here, we're currently on the agents page. This is arguably the most important page. This is where all of your agents will live. So when you make them, you'll be able to see them listed out here, and we are going to be making one in the very next video. And you'll be able to see some simple metrics like how many calls they've made, which ones have been the most active, which ones still need some work before they're done. All that stuff will be here. Right below that, you will see the workspace. So what this is basically an area where you can chat with our workspace agent, which was an agent that was built that knows our platform in and out and can take actions on your behalf. So for an example, if you wanted to start a campaign and you have a list of contacts, you can upload it right in the workspace. The agent can upload your contacts, attach them to a campaign, and get that campaign running all within one chat interface pretty quickly. So that's one example, but there's a lot of other things that we can do in that. But this video is not a workspace tutorial. That will be in the third module, so in later videos. Right below that, you'll see activity. So activity is simply just metrics. So you'll be able to see things like calls, duration, and some charts that show you, what times a day, you're getting the most calls, or what days of the week, are getting the most calls, and that kind of stuff. So a lot of it's just metrics. That way you get some good observability into what's going on. Now in our phone section, what you'll see here is our calls tab. So this is where you're going to see historical, logs or records of your calls. So you'll be able to analyze things like the transcript, call recordings, and a lot of other metrics and data that we won't get too deep into right now because we have a whole video on this as well. Below that, you'll see your contacts. So this is where you can upload your contacts. The platform relies on having contacts. It doesn't rely on it, but it makes it very useful to actually have contacts in AgentVoice. We do have systems that help the, agent memorize certain actions that it's taken on contacts. It can write notes in contacts. It can correlate them to a CRM. So it's super useful to have contacts in here. Right below that, what you'll see is the numbers page. So this is where you'll be able to go in and acquire a phone number. So that's where you're going to be able to manage all your, your phone stuff, your routing. Everything will be in this page right here. Below that, you'll see your schedules. So this is everything that's being scheduled or has been scheduled. The most popular one here is the campaigns. So this is, as we were discussing earlier, where you'll be able to upload your, CSV file of people that you want to call, or if they're already in the system, in your contacts, then you can upload them straight to the campaign and get that going. This is where you're going to be able to manage all your campaigns and all that information. Below that are your appointments. So this is an in-house system that allows you to leverage our calendar system and connect it to your calendar system. So this is a particular calendar that was built that works really well for an AI voice agent, and all the hard stuff is done behind the scenes. So that way, when you log in AgentVoice, you'll be able to see all your appointments. You'll be able to, manage them right from that interface, set rules on when the agent can book and when it can't. Below that, you'll see the tasks. So this is essentially where the agent uses this internally as well, but these are essentially scheduled action items, so to speak. So, call Jimmy at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, or send a text at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So the platform heavily runs on tasks, which is really nice. So when a campaign is started, the campaign actually creates tasks for your agent to call people in the campaign. That's just an example, but you'll get a whole calendar system here where you'll be able to see all the different, days and what days have, activity or planned activity, and some historical information as well on what's been done on the previous days. So below that, you'll see automations, okay? And what we see here are triggers. So triggers are basically, exactly what they sound like, right? So you can set something up so that when it gets triggered, something happens on the platform. A very common use case here is, when a lead comes in, we need to do something with it. Send a text message, call them, schedule a call, put them in a campaign, etc. Right? So that's what triggers do. And there's a bunch of different triggers you can set up and automate certain workflows. Sequences is essentially what it is exactly, a sequence, right? So you set up a sequence, and that might look like, a 7-day sequence where you call them on day 1, text them on day 2. If they don't pick up, call them again on day 3. So this is a system that was set up to work really, really well and really easy to work with. There's a lot of different easy configurations that you can go in and adjust to set up the perfect sequence that you need when contacting your contacts. But again, there's a whole video on these, so we're not going to spend too much time on everything here, but just so you know what sequences are, as it might be a little ambiguous, but these are essentially blueprints on how you want to contact your, leads or your customers. Okay. Now, underneath of that, you'll see accessories. Okay. Underneath of that, you'll see actions. So this is a very crucial component of the platform. This is basically where you can set up little things that the agent can do. Okay. For example, that might be booking an appointment. That might be, fetching information from your CRM. That might be putting in an order, might be handling a refund request. So actions are very important. And this is one of the extensions that makes the agents truly useful in a real life scenario. Under that, you'll see knowledge. So these are just your knowledge bases where you'll be able to upload PDF files. You'll be able to upload, URLs and Word docs, TXT files, all the information that you really want to give your agent, sales recordings, customer support recordings, whatever you might have. Our knowledge base system was designed proprietarily for voice agents. So all the information you upload gets digested by our system in a certain way that then builds out really, really good information that the agent can actually use on a call. Integrations. So exactly what it sounds like, these are integrations with certain platforms that have these actions pre-built and templatized, so you can easily click a button and connect, HubSpot or Zendesk, and tell your agent how to use that integration. It's pretty simple. So underneath of here, you'll see feature requests, bug reports, documentation, and support. All of which I don't know if I need to go too deep into that, but if you have anything that you like to see on the platform, we love to hear from you. So of course, feel free to submit a feature request. Same thing for bug reports. If there's an issue that pops up, we want to know about it, please let us know. There's also a little button down here that says report a bug. That captures what actually happened and gives us the most information to try and figure out why that happened. Documentation. This is where you can go and learn about our platform. There's some more deep dives in there. All the API, content lives inside of here. And support. Of course, if you need our help, we advise that you hit this button as soon as possible. We'd love to help you. It is in our best interest to ensure your success, so we definitely want you to click that button and get our help as soon as possible. So other than that, that is a quick tour of what all these little side items are. And in the later videos, we will continue to do deeper dives on each and every single one of these things. As there's more underneath of the, you peel back one layer, there's more underneath of that. So I hope this was useful. And I hope you stick around, as our next video is going to be creating your first agent. And I think that'll be a fun one. So I'll see you there.